you're a captain, you've been a captain, and some players that just naturally, in the moment, he feels like he's let it down and it's just come out. Frank Lampard's going to come out and you saw everybody go to him straight away and say, look, man, it's only half-time, we all make mistakes. But some players at that moment in time, they feel like they've let it down.
I mean, you look at that, possession-wise, it was all Coventry at home, just couldn't unlock it, couldn't force the issue. I would say, just before we move on, for me, if you had to question Frank Lampard, you probably look at that starting lineup. Should Haji Wright have gone to the right-hand side and maybe start Sims as the number 9 instead of right down the middle? Then maybe Asante might not have started the game today. So I think the starting lineup is something you probably could throw at Frank Lampard in maybe why Sims didn't start, the actual real striker who is a goal threat, and we've been impressed with him throughout the season.
Would you start him in the next leg then? Is that what you're saying?
I think you're going to have to. I think Thomas Asante, for me, is more of an impact player. Okay. I think he makes a big difference when he comes on as a sub. 30 minutes to go, tired legs, can go on running behind. But when you start the game, there's a different dynamic to it. And I think when you have a natural striker there, we've seen Haji Wright play there a few times, but he's not really a natural striker. I think Haji Wright does his best work when he comes out wide, from coming wide, coming inside. So the team selection would have been a bit of a thing you can throw at Frank.
Yeah.
But I don't think he expected Sunderland to even go to a full.
I'm not coming for him. No, I'm not saying you're coming for him.
You could question him.
Of course, hindsight's a beautiful thing, and now, because they lost the game, you can start to bring up scenarios. I do think I don't think he panics. I don't think even Sims has to start the game. You know, they do need to score, and they would have had to score anyway. But you've seen, the reason why I do think Haji Wright would have started, because I think he can play solo, he can play link up, and then you know that you have got Sims to be able to come onto the pitch to do. So I don't knock it, and I get what you're saying. I think it's a little bit harsh. But if
I mean, it's not harsh. It's the reality of being a manager. Now, these are what people are going to question, because people say, OK, fine, this is the idea you had at the start.
Right.
This is the result. And then now people will question, what could you have done better?
Sims got 6 goals in the season, and every time you watch him play, you're not convinced by his performances. He doesn't go and attack crosses. He is the only guy that they have as a center forward in those positions for me. And I do agree with Nigel in that if you're going to look at one thing, if you're going to get the microscope out and we're going to, and really zone in on one thing, yeah, maybe we can question that. But at the end of the day, most of these games as a manager or as a fan or an analyst, you look at them and say, oh, right there, 2, 3, 4. These are the things they could have fixed. But I look at this game as for Frank Lampard. If I'm him right now, 75% possession. You competed, you tackled, you stifled most of the counterattacks. You kept them quiet for most of the game. There's a mistake at the end, an individual, just a switch-off mistake at the end. You probably lacked a little bit of quality of the crosses on a different day. Maybe those find the back of the net. But you look at that performance, if you're Frank, and say, I'm not quite sure we could have done that much better. Yeah, we could start splitting hairs. But that was a good performance from Coventry as well, and probably 1-1 was the correct result.
Yeah, so the only reason why I jumped, because it's reactive in regards to, I think, Haji was out for 4 months, still top goal scorer. So it's easy to look in regards now and say what we should have. And I'm not knocking you, because hindsight is a beautiful thing, regardless of what. If he won, we'd have clapped him and said, great manager. I just think at this point, when you look at it as a whole, you say there's better balance with what he figured he would start the team with, and then you can then add changes. But it didn't happen. Yeah. But again, it's only half-time.
I think the person that will feel the weight on his shoulders, though, we just saw it right at the end. Van Ewijk, he looked absolutely devastated. His team was consoling him. How do you feel about that in the moment? Because surely, if they don't advance, Nigel, yes, he's going to be devastated tonight, but you can't pin their future based on that one mistake, or can you? Every
player's going to make mistakes. If he's in a good environment with a good manager and coach, everyone makes mistakes. The top players in world football make mistakes. But what you can't do is react like this. You can't let people see that the mistake that you made is affecting you that much. I understand his teammates are supporting him, but he's got to be the one that comes out bigger and say, clap the fans, and yeah, don't worry about it, we'll get them next time. That's what I want. I want that instant reaction. Do that in the change room, fine. You can't do that on the pitch.
Look, everybody is different. They handle emotion different. So for me, and you're a captain, you've been a captain, and some players that just naturally, in the moment, he feels like he's let it down and it's just come out. Frank Lampard's going to come out, and you saw everybody go to him straight away and say, look, man, it's only half-time, we all make mistakes. But some players at that moment in time, they feel like they've let it down. So So he cares.
Yeah, I understand that.
I don't love it either.
He's got a note mentality-wise.
You're not cruel. No,
it's not cruel. It's
Listen.
not cruel because you know why? We're not criticising him because we highlighted him as one of the top players for Sunderland, and he had a great assist. He makes a mistake. Who cares? Everyone makes mistakes. You still got a second leg to go.
I would care.
But when you're
pretty big mistake.
No, yes, that's fine caring, but don't let everyone else see that at home. That's my point. If you're coming to hug me,
see, cry in the car. You don't cry in the car.
I'll punch you in the elbow. Like, get off me. I'm all right. I made a mistake. I take it. No problem. We'll go on to the next.
Still, he's going to take it. Him crying is still going to take it.
It doesn't look like he's taking it.
No, but that's just emotion. He'll still take it. He's still going to come and play the second leg and hopefully play well. It's just that people deal with it differently. Some people cry. Some people growl their teeth. Some people back their chest. Some people deal with it all differently.
It's a big mistake, though, right? People make mistakes, but that's a big mistake in a big moment. He probably should feel bad about it. I think everyone tried to support him in that moment. But for me, I just don't like when you show, like, too much emotion to the fans, because then it feels like more of like a show. All that stuff needs to be done behind in the locker room. If you have to have a word with someone or the manager, I never like when the managers talk to the team and outside of the locker room. So for me, it's like, okay, put your hand up, no problem, go back into the changing room, then deal with it there. I agree with Nigel on that.
Came into this, no wins in the last 6, not won in this city for the last 40 years, but you made a mockery of all those statistics.
Yeah, listen, good records, bad records are there to be broken. I just said over there I could be proud of the boys putting in that performance after a tough end to the season, but the belief's strong, we're a hell of a team, and I think we showed that tonight.
It looked like you had a clear game plan. What was it?
The same game plan we've done all season. We've done it from pre-season. We've done it from the first game against Cardiff. There's always a deep focus on what we need to do. I think every time we've played a game and we haven't played the way we've done, we've always reviewed, because we know exactly what we need to do, both in and out of possession, and we tightened that up today, and the result kind of reflected that.
But was there within the group any concerns or lack of confidence because the results have not been going your way lately?
I think naturally, you especially me, I thought every scenario possible. Last night when I went to bed, I scored a hat-trick. I didn't score a hat-trick, so I think you're all human beings and you think of every possible scenario. But equally, when we get together, it's just reaffirming what we've done all season. That tightness in the group, not letting any balls through us, sending it wide, and then aggressive on the side and defending the box. So the belief's in the system. The belief comes from the fact that we finished 4th with 5-6 games to go. So that's where the belief comes from.
Be honest, before tonight, would you have taken a draw? Be honest.
Be honest.
A draw would have been a decent result.
A draw would have been a decent result,
but that's
slightly better as well. So, listen, Edge is slightly in front Tuesday, but listen, Coventry are a very, very strong team. Played them 3 times now this season. They've each been good games. Listen, we enjoy these big games, and Tuesday's going to be a hell of an atmosphere. I'm really looking forward to it.
And is it right that one of our studio guests has been on to you?
Yes, he has. He's actually been messaging me more than my missus today.
The big beast.
Yeah, the big beast. And listen, I wouldn't be here without him. He was a very big influence for me at my time at Wycombe. Took me under his big wings, shall I say? Wouldn't say little wings, big wings. And he's been messaging me today. So love to him and his family. And well done, boys.
Thoughts on the second game?
And listen, for us, it's going to be kind of looking back at that. We do it every time we win or lose or draw, seeing the things that we can do better in our doing what we need to do. And you want to show respect to them, but not too much respect. There's a fine balance. But listen, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's time to rest up. I think we've got a day off tomorrow, so go back, chase the kids around, and look forward to Tuesday.
Geoff, what did you make of that tonight?
Well, you've got to say, Poppy, haven't you? Sunderland did an excellent job. They came with a clear plan. They frustrated Coventry City. They were gritty. They were determined. Put bodies on the line, and didn't have a lot of possession. Took the few chances they had, and walk away with a victory, which is a fabulous way to go into the second leg. But it's far from over.
Geoff, how do you feel? What was the atmosphere like after Sunderland got that winner, especially with the belief that Coventry had, the momentum and everything? What was the atmosphere like?
Yeah, as you can imagine, Nigel, it was like all the air had gone out of a balloon. It absolutely dampened the thing. I will say, though, the Sunderland fans up to my left, they made plenty of noise. They brought a large number, so they more than made up for the Coventry City fans. Look, at the end, the fans rallied, of course, because they know it's not over. And, Frank will be working hard on the mentality of his players. And they'll feel that they could have done better tonight, and also it's a freak goal. The winner's a freak goal. 1-1 would have been much more reflection of the game. It's just one of those moments. They happen. Credit to Mayenda. He took real advantage. He sensed it. He was on the end of it. He did well. But, it's not as though Coventry City will go there thinking this is going to be an uphill task. What will be tough is if Sunderland put in another really gritty performance like that, then they're going to be hard to turn around.
Hey, Geoff, I just want to ask you, how impressed was you with Sunderland's maturity of the performance?
Well, bear in mind how young they are as a team. It's more like a crash than a squad, isn't it, Addy? It's extraordinary. And Luke, he's one of the senior players there. So I think it's not just the maturity of their performance, but if you like, the physicality that they brought with it as well. They weren't. I don't know what you thought from back there, but they weren't afraid. They were on the front foot the whole night, and if ever there was any skirmishes, they were happy to get in Coventry City's faces. They played like real mature footballers. Real mature footballers, and I think that's another thing that Regis Labrie will be delighted about.
Hey, Geoff, Van Ewijk had a great season for Coventry, the fullback, and obviously he gets an assist on the day, but, the elephant in the room is the mistake that he makes at the end of the day, because probably 1-1 was a fair result. What could you take away from the atmosphere? Did it feel like the air came out of the balloon when that happened? Because then obviously he was emotional after the game as well.
Yeah, I saw that, and as you said, it was a fabulous assist. He's been great for them this season, and it just shows you the nature of football, doesn't it? You can go from hero to zero in a very short space of time. It's just one of those things. He didn't see him, and he underhit the back pass as well. So it was a terrible moment for him. But people react differently. Maybe some players wouldn't have said anything, stuck their chest out straight away. He's obviously an emotional guy, but he'll pick himself up and he'll go again. If anything, it could give him even more determination in the second leg of this to put things right, because he will feel awful tonight. It's as simple as that. There's no skirting around it. He will feel dreadful, because this could have been a decent draw. A defeat is much more damaging. Not impossible to overturn, but he's going to feel rotten, isn't he? But you may well see his reaction in his performance up at the Stadium of Light.